Kofi Boakye was there.
Oh, really?
Kofi Boakye was there.
Former police Kofi Boakye. Former Ashanti Regional Commander. Oh, okay. He came to walk.
Are you ready? We're also working on the 3rd.
Oh, yeah, sure.
February.
Oh, of course. You know that, walking is part of me. So
yeah, for you, I know. For you, I can vouch for.
Thank you very much.
So it's a walkathon between you and me. People are doing singathon and cookathon, so we're doing a walkathon.
Working for how many days?
Oh, ask him.
Working for hours.
Ask him. Working for how many days?
The adults should go, days.
Yeah.
Should go for days.
Athon cannot be just for hours. It should be for days. Yes,
it's a relative word.
Okay. Anyway. All right. So that's what we're discussing.
Yeah.
All right. But the work is on the 3rd of February.
3rd of February.
Yeah, 3rd of February.
You know the route already, don't you?
Oh yes, of course, the traditional route.
Yeah,
we start from the Kumasi City Mall, go through Georgia Hotel, take the
frontage of the Shell, KFC Shell,
and then
we take to Georgia Hotel.
Runabout. Then we go to KMA. Pass through Edum.
Further down to Edum Runabout.
Yeah, then we get to the overhead, come through Asafo, walk straight to Amekum, Justice Hotel. We take it to the right, move straight to Baba Erasmus Stadium. Ahead there, then we get back to the mall. I didn't want to wouldn't to me can you make it? Can you? Leo, can you?
I won't even respond.
At least for once he has done it, but he did it under duress.
Under duress.
He did it under duress.
The same way you want to pressure me.
No, sometimes some positive pressures are good. Some positive pressures are good when you're pushed. You're encouraged.
Oh, but we live sedentary lifestyles, and we need to be exercising.
And for him,
we shouldn't wait for even just this one. Let's make it part of us. Let's do it. If you can't even do it every day, do it during the weekends. Yeah. Saturday, Sunday. It's not bad to do that.
For him especially, he needs this.
Yeah.
The quay is too much.
Hey, David. But when it comes to working there, one person in this house that I know sort of the offend Yagro, our boss Gede. Every morning.
Yeah.
And so honestly, I call working out to me.
Oh, sure, get it.
I didn't also assume to mint. Why? What's the problem?
Say this time you said so much you.
You're maintaining it. That's our body friends.
In Ghana, you go for the walk when you come and top of the king pocket. It's a cycle.
But the beauty about the Love FM Fitness Walk is not just about walking to stay healthy and all.
Yeah.
There are networking opportunities for you.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
Maybe you're into a particular business, you meet somebody else who you can, do some business with along the line.
Obviously,
you might even meet your life partner there. There are so many benefits, and I like.
Leo, so you can meet your life partner there.
I like to work with people like Apuzo.
Scanning through.
Working with people like Apuzo, Diakwa. It's always good. It's always good.
Why?
But you're talking about partners, by the way.
Okay.
But yesterday, I found myself somewhere at Farmer. The entire office, the frequencies of Love FM. I've forgotten the names of the people there, but the HR, one beautiful lady, and
HR no kind of.
Somebody was it Dean?
I remember the name and they had a gentleman. They had a beautiful lady there.
Why do you want to push the guy into the corner like that?
So I just want to say good morning to them. They are at Farmer. That's Fifi's people, and they listen to Love FM always. And
okay, so good morning to you all from us here at Love FM.
I'll go back again. I saw something.
I have
to go back.
You saw something or somebody.
Yes. No, there was a medication I've been looking for. I saw it.
He has to go back and collect it.
Well, our boss is in town.
Yes.
KT is in town.
Hey,
I didn't see him.
Welcome, sir.
Yeah, that's
welcome to Kumasi.
Yeah. KT.
And then I was looking forward to see him.
KT, we have a fitness walk on the 3rd of February. Want to see you join us walk on?
Welcome to Kumasi. Okay, so okay, so let me leave you, and then you guys carry on.
All right, Charlie.
All right.
FPAC is effective for headache and relieves the symptoms of flu, cold, and catarrh. FPAC blows away the pain associated with sore throats. During and after a hard day's work, FPAC relieves you of body pain. After the day's sport workout, FPAC helps the body to control the aching muscles. FPAC is effective against feverishness and rheumatic pains. FPAC reduces body temperature associated with malaria and other fevers. FPAC is not recommended for children less than 16 years of age, ulcer and asthmatic patients, pregnant and lactating mothers. If symptoms persist for more than 2 days, consult your doctor. FPAC blows your pain away.
FPAC Junior is a trusted friend to relieve your child of pain associated with teething, catarrh, cold, and fever. The good that FPAC does for you, FPAC Junior does for your child. FPAC Junior is for children between 6 months and 12 years. If symptoms persist for more than 2 days, consult your doctor. FPAC Junior blows your child's pain away. This advertisement is FDA approved.
1xBet. Big bonuses, big odds, big wins. Download 1xBet app. Make a deposit and you get 300% bonus on up to 3,445 Ghana cedis. The biggest bonus ever. 1xBet is a reliable bookmaker. So head up to 1xBet.com.gh. Register with promo code WELCOMEGHANA and get a huge welcome bonus on your first deposit right now. Have a chance to win. 1xBet gives you more. Gambling can be addictive. Bet responsibly. Not for person under 18 years. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission.
All right, so you're still tuned to Love 99.5, and time check is some 27 minutes to hit 8 o'clock. The guy has now aligned officially with the people, so he's even dressing like them. I like his chemo trousers, I like his t-shirt. I'm talking about Nanaya Ojima, my colleague with the newsroom, and he's a man assigned to be following John Dramani Mahama, the former president of the Republic of Ghana, and also the flag bearer for the NDC. Now, talking about the NDC, well, they embarked on their 24-hour economic sensitization walk yesterday in Kumasi, and the walk saw many people from all walks of life take part in the walk. Now, after walking through the principal streets of Kumasi, the excited crowd gathered at the Jubilee Park, where they were addressed by the former president, John Dramani Mahama. Now, for those of you who are listening to us on radio, maybe you would like to have some visuals. You want to see what really transpired yesterday when the walk took place. So if you join us on Facebook on Love in the Morning, you get to enjoy what we were able to put together just for you. But for those of you listening to us on radio, well, Mahama jabs Akufo-Addo for calling the bluff of critics. Now, flag bearer of the NDC, John Dramani Mahama, has jabbed President Akufo-Addo over recent comments that sought to call the bluff of his critics. Now, the president is said to have challenged some groupings to vote against the MPP if they feel the government has failed to meet their demands. Now, Mr. Mahama says that the president's response to the youth of Kwabre East over poor road connectivity is enough reason for them to give the NDC a try. Now, here is a report put together by Nanaya Ojima, who was at that sensitization walk that took place yesterday.
The walk ended at the Jubilee Park in Kumasi. Here, all three candidates of the 2023 NDC presidential primary mounted the platform with John Mahama. The flag bearer took advantage of the opportunity to preach unity among supporters of the NDC.
I mounted the stage with my brother Kwabena Dufo on my right and Kojo Bonso on my left. We all lifted our hands to show we are one people. But after the regional and parliamentary election, the reconciliation team is yet to mend the broken relationships. Some disgruntled people continue to give conditions, but I want them to know that the NDC train is set to move. If you don't join, you will be left behind.
NDC ketekeno a 2 NDC ketekeno a 2 and I'm going so one day time amber fra ketekeno bede ebekwejaw.
John Mahama further expressed disappointment towards the president's recent statements against some electorates threatening to vote against the NPP.
President Umbo.
In recent times, the president has been making some pronouncements. A traditional leader in the Volta region was asked to go and complete a school block if he has the funding after demanding completion of a long-abandoned structure. Recently, he called a bluff electorate at Kwabre East, who voted the president into power after demanding good roads.
He told the people of Volta region after the floods that he was there because he is a president. He said they don't vote for him. Same happened to the people of Ekumfi.
Meanwhile, the NDC flag bearer has pledged towards ensuring peaceful elections. He spoke at the annual regional council meeting of the Assemblies of God Church in Ashanti West region.
Always in election years, there is nervousness that there will be crisis, there will be fighting, and there will be chaos. I just want to use this platform to assure the country that if there's going to be chaos, it's not going to come from me or the party that I lead.
Leader of Ebenezer Miracle Worship Center, Ebenezer Adakwa Yadom, has cautioned the NDC leadership to exercise caution in the upcoming election.
Nobody should receive bribe and renege on their duties on election day. Do not receive food from any person that will make you sleep on the day. Be vigilant.
Meanwhile, many are impressed at the reception received so far.
All right, so those were excerpts, from the engagements, that took place yesterday after the sensitization walk relating to the 24-hour economy. Nana Ojima is a man who followed, the former president and flag bearer. He also, did you walk yesterday?
Unfortunately, because of the work, I couldn't walk the whole distance. I did a brief walk.
It would have served as a warm up for you for the 3rd of February, though. but give us a wrap. How did the whole event go yesterday? I remember when we were speaking to Beatrice, yesterday, who is an aide to the former president. I asked her, listen, numbers matter. Because, this is a stronghold of the NPP.
Yes.
And so if the numbers do not impress, they can use it against you and say people are not buying into the 24-hour economy that the NDC is touting or talking about. So give us a wrap. How did it all go? The numbers and everything.
So the numbers, it was very impressive. A lot of the people who, saw the crowd, they were excited about it, depending on where you are on the political side. Yes, some of the people on the campaign on the campaign tour that I have been with for some time now, I had engagements with them and they were impressed. They were not expecting such numbers in the Ashanti region. So from walking from KJTia, I met the crowd at KJTia.
Okay.
Walking from KJTia through to the closing point, that's the Jubilee grounds, you realize that the numbers, when you pan the camera from the aerial view, the numbers were very, very, very impressive.
And some of the videos that I saw, some of the footages that I saw, what made the walk beautiful is that some people were in their offices and their shops. They were also showing the flag of the NPP, whilst the NDC was also, showing their flag. It made the whole thing beautiful. I enjoyed the videos.
In places like Edum, KJTia, obviously the NPP is very strong within this area. Yeah. These are traditional areas, traditional Akan people who are involved in business there. So you expect that the NPP will be very very strong. Some of them will be waving their flags. Some of them will be doing signs of moving forward. Whilst some of the people that are working are doing the change sign. So you feel the tolerance among the people of the region, and to a lot of the people, some believe that the NDC is gradually gaining acceptance in the Ashanti region, which is perceived, or which is the stronghold of the New Patriotic Party.
One other thing that I wanted to focus attention on briefly, Nana Ojima, is this because again, when you watch the pictures, you watch some of the footages, you could see some notable faces like the former KMA boss, who also was a former regional minister.
Samuel
Sapon was there. Seydou Keita was there himself.
Yes.
The former president himself introduced Kojo Bonsu, and also introduced Kwabena Dufour. But I also saw COP Kofi Boakye.
Yes, honestly, the first time that I cited him on this, it was before the walk.
Okay.
That was at the meeting point where the former president took off to the grounds, and when I cited him, I was surprised. In my mind, it could be him, it could not be him. So I wanted to get close, draw close, and verify that this is indeed COP Kofi Boakye joining John Mahama's walk, or the 24-hour economy sensitization walk in the Ashanti region. And when we got to the grounds, that was when I drew closer to him and noticed that, wow, it was indeed really, this is COP Kofi Boakye. I wanted to have a conversation with him. I asked him why he's at the walk. I wanted to have a recorded interview, and what he told me was that it's a walk. Can't I walk? I said yes, indeed.
But this is not an ordinary walk. This is a partisan walk.
He told me it's a walk. He can be there. That is why he's here. So he just had to patted me on the shoulder and
brush it away. And listen, if you join us on Love in the Morning's page on Facebook, you get to see the visuals we're talking about. You heard Nana Jima say that it was an impressive crowd yesterday. The turnout was good, because like I was saying to Beatrice, yesterday when I was talking to her, if the crowd was not impressive, definitely the opposition would use it against them. So for that, I think that they got it right. Let's talk about the engagement at the Jubilee Park. Now, the former president talked about so many things. I heard him talk about, the abandonment of the phase of the KGTM market. He talked about some health facilities like Sewa and Afari. Those were the exact words.
Exactly.
He talked about the airport. He talked about, and Leo, if you don't mind, play me the second voice. The second voice. And then he was talking about, the KGTM market that got burnt, and the fact that nothing much has been done about it, although the vice president assured the traders that he was going to do something about it.
Yadanyamia say nipa nhuro omonkwa enso bebre praye na abanwe Junior Vice President Obesha Bose Ombesa Besese Edwano Sana Beya Ombetimi Edidwa ewo ho Ememe Bechna hey Bejesro ho na Bejesro mo ha. All
right, so those are some of the things that John Dramani Mahama talked about yesterday. I would like for you to tell me how the crowd responded to these abandoned projects. But again, the people who took part in the walk yesterday, do they really understand the 24-hour economy that the NDC is talking about? Do they appreciate what it is all about? And that's where I would ask my listeners as well. The policy that the NDC is talking about, that if given the nod, they would like to roll out the 24-hour economy. What do you make of it? Is this something that Ghana needs? Is this something that they can really, roll out effectively in this country if they should win power? So, two questions in one. How did they respond to the abandoned projects that John Mahama talked about? Do they themselves, who took part in the walk, do they understand and appreciate what the 24-hour economy is all about?
So let me take it from the top. The first question. Now, concerning the abandoned projects, the voice you just played is coming from KGTM.
Yeah.
That is where he made his first stop and addressed the people.
Okay.
Now, concerning the abandoned projects, in his address, he spoke about some of the projects. He started touting his achievements in the Ashanti region. He believes that he has done a lot in the Ashanti region as president within under his tenure. Now he spoke about some of the projects that he commenced in the Ashanti region that are still stalled. He spoke about the Kumasi International Airport. According to him, within his tenure, he ensured that the first phase was completed and commenced the second phase. Unfortunately, the NPP ceased or stalled its work there for 2 times, and now it's still stalled. Even though some works have been done to an appreciable level, by now he believes that the project should have been completed. He also spoke about the Sewa Government Hospital and other projects. He spoke about what he did at KGTM, the first phase of the redevelopment project, and he continued that he believes that by now the NPP should have gone at an appreciable level with the second phase of the project. And when he is voted back into power, he will ensure that these stalled projects get to see the light of day. Now, this is not the first time he's talking about stalled projects. According to him, when NDC is voted back into power, he will ensure that they do not start any new projects. There's something he's been saying everywhere he goes. The NDC will not start any project, but they will hold on, and the money that is available to them will be used to complete some of these stalled projects nationwide. So according to him, already he has tasked the party people, the organizers and the secretaries within the constituencies to make a data of all these facilities that are stored in the various districts and constituencies across the country. Now,
I'll be happy if they complete the one that's is the one at the Moro Market, just before the Moro Market. That market there.
Is it Krofo Market?
Krofo Market. I'll be happy if they complete the Krofo Market as well.
Probably, from what he is saying, if he should be given the nod, it's possible that will also get the attention.
And then to my second question.
Tell us that the integrity, the structural integrity
it's not good anymore.
But let me talk about the bent portion of the KGTR market. When he was talking, people kept drawing his attention. All the people who had gathered there, especially those who are at the market, and they were standing, from the height, like from the market, and were looking on or listening to him, were kept pointing to that direction. So from where he mounted his vehicle, you could see the bent part. So at a point he had to pause and listen to the people, what they are drawing his attention to, and immediately he resumed speaking. He said that he's aware of the distraction, and he's very, very saddened by the fact that the NPP have refused to go ahead and reconstruct that area, especially after the vice president himself came there and promised to ensure that place will be reconstructed and opened to the public. So what he is saying is that if the vice president is refusing to fulfill a promise he has made, then he doesn't deserve to be the president. So if they should vote for him, he will ensure that area, and he claims that the market is NDC's market. They built it. So he will ensure that they reconstruct a project that was delivered by the NDC.
And of course, I'm sure that if the vice president is listening or has heard, measures will put in place for that portion that got bent to be fixed. But
they may also have their own reasons. So let's listen. Let's wait for them.
How about the people themselves? That large gathering that took part in the walk yesterday. Do they understand and appreciate what the 24-hour economy is all about?
So, David, they termed it a sensitization walk. So it's obviously the people were going to be trained, or they were going to be sensitized on the 24-hour economy. When we got to KJT, I had opportunity to speak to some of them, and you could know that some do not know what it means by the 24-hour economy. What they will tell you is that we know that when the policy is rolled out, there will be a lot of job opportunities for all of us to do. But there are others who know it, and they are able to explain to perfection what the John Dramani Mahama campaign means by the 24-hour economy. But when he got the Jubilee grounds, he took time to explain the 24-hour economy and also break down some of the tax measures that will be put together to ensure that people or companies who sign up for the 24-hour economy benefit, and also this policy gets to create job opportunities for all. He also added that already there's a team of experts that have been put together by the NDC, and they are still on the 24-hour economy policy. They are drawing the policy, and when the time is due, they will review the whole policy to the people of Ghana. And he believes that it's a game changer when it comes to unemployment in this country.
You have been with this convoy for a very long time. How satisfied, after the walk, after the presentations and all that, how satisfied was the NDC itself, especially its leadership, as what transpired yesterday? How satisfied were they?
Yeah, I've been speaking to some of the people, especially the Ashanti regional executives of the NDC, and a lot of them were satisfied with the participation and the cheers that the flag bearer kept receiving, even after the 24-hour economy walk, driving through town, visiting other places. The excitement on the grounds could be felt by the leadership, and they are happy with the reception so far. So today the talk continues. This morning, Niwa Dubiase, John Dramani Mahama, and his team will make a stop at New Dubiase and listen to the people. Now, this is the Building Ghana tour, and what he is doing is that he takes opinion from the people, and this will feed into the NDC manifesto for 2024 election. So today he'll be listening to the people of New Dubiase. He'll make a stop at Joso. From there, get to Asawase and meet some Zongo chiefs and bring today's engagement to an end. Tomorrow, he'll still be in the Ashanti region, hit the road again, and try to meet some business communities and other people in the Ashanti region, take their opinions for the NDC manifesto in 2024.
Nani Ajima, thanks very much for your time. I know that you're under serious pressure to go back and join the convoy for all these rounds, but thank you very much for spending some portions of your morning with us. So, Eugene, yesterday, you remember, I mean, I was asking Beatrice, who's an aide to the former president.
Yeah, David, so I had... yes, I'll move. I had a correction yesterday. So she's a member of the communication team and was the deputy spokesperson of the Mahama campaign.
Oh, okay.
But he's not. She's not yet an aide.
Okay, so I'm happy that you've clarified this, because I remember on the platform that we are all on, some people were asking how many aides does a former president have?
No, but David, let me take. So sometimes people don't understand when you move out of office, Mahama currently is a property of the state. Sabe, if he's no more, even if when the president or any of them are no more, their families have a say in what they do, but the final determinant is the state. When President Rawlings passed, you saw what happened. He is a state property. So even out of office, the state takes care of them. They run offices. So I know Joyce Bauer as an aide. I know Felix Kwachufosu, who is the NDC parliamentary candidate for Brasilia.
And I spoke to Felix Kwachufosu. He'll be joining us in the next 2 weeks.
Yes.
Next week, he's in love with Ashanti.
Yes.
He knows the essence of votes in Ashanti to the NDC's quest in 2024.
Yes.
Felix Kwachu will be joining us next 2 weeks. I spoke to him, so he'll be here.
So please, when you hear the aides, they have offices. I mean, President Kufu and everybody, they do a lot of work in the background. Recently, Ono went to the UN and shared some of the things that people were like, Papa. So sometimes when you don't know what is behind the veil, you may think they are just.
But let's look at the whole event that took place yesterday, the 24-hour economic, sensitization tour. From all that you've heard, from all that you've seen, how would you describe it? Successful?
I would say it's even extremely successful. When you look at the numbers and the videos you've seen, it's a testament to the fact that John Mahama is having a growing appeal. He appeals to the people. And to have these numbers on a working day in Kumasi, yes, you may say that numbers do not do anything, but if it was there any other party who had these numbers, they would have also shared it, right?
Or even if the numbers had been very little, very small,
we would have also talked about it.
Exactly.
And also, beyond the numbers, one of the things that was beautiful was that his two contenders who were trying to contest him before he got the slot, Kojo Bonsu, the former mayor of the Ashanti region, Dr. Komna Dufour, who we spoke to, very astute, excelled economist, were all part of the process to also symbolize how the NDC are uniting their front for 2024. So for me, the work was very, very successful. When you look at the numbers, the volumes, and for me, these things, I don't just look at the numbers. When you look at the interview some of them did, you can clearly see that they exude a proper understanding, appreciation of what the policy is about. They understand the viability of it. They understand the nuances that brings that policy together, and how some of them even were proffering alternative policy solutions. And I was so happy to listen to President Mahama explain it again, because you remember the MPP, for example, ran free SHS for 3 election terms, 2008, 2012, 2016. So sometimes these people need to keep hammering it. So I think that per the numbers we've seen, very impressive. And at every given point where I was tracking it, you can see that the numbers kept growing. When you went to KJT, I can see the things he spoke about. And I always say that, you see, these processes also give such candidate the opportunity to test the pulse of the region. And yesterday, Dr. Komna Dufour said something. He didn't say it, but he said something on Insha. The Ashanti region has about 3.3 million. With Ghana, we don't normally have 100% votes. People going to vote. So when let's even say, and he said that the NDC is targeting 1 million of that. Now, when you even say we have 75% turning out to vote, right? That's about 2.4 million. If the NDC also have 75% of the 1 million they attack, which is 750 million, they win the elections. Why? The last time they got about 600,000. What? 750,000. Yes. The last time they had over 600,000, which is more than even the Greater Accra region. Right? Look at the election. The difference of about just 530,000. So it tells you that the Ashanti region is the bellwether. And yesterday he played on the emotional keyboards of the people in Ashanti region and mentioned projects that they've done. For example, the Irrigate project is a baby of Kufuor, but it was in 2000, the twilight of Kufuor administration, when Mahama came, did a lot of funding processes and brought in. The NMSI hospitals were also under Mahama, and he pointed to them that we gave you water. Konongo, we gave you water. We gave you the Sewia hospital. Yes, Sewia Aferi are all part of the Irrigate project.
It started in 2015.
Exactly.
So it started in 2015, after it started in 2014.
Exactly. So the contract and everything, parliamentary approval was done under Kufuor. But the money, the drawdowns, came during the Mahama regime. And he's saying that the projects are not materialized. Anybody who's listening to Love FM in the last 4 years will give fact. I was nearly beaten there with Erastus. To date, Sewia has not been operationalized. Yeah. To date, Afari has not been operationalized. They've done Tepa, they've done Konongo. Fomena is ready, waiting to be commissioned. The last time I spoke to Dr. Nsi Asare, Kumewu has also not been done. Bekwai, and let me just say this clarification. People normally confuse Bekwai Hospital to be part of the NMS or the Irrigate. They are not. The Bekwai Hospital you have today was started by the Champon regime. The MPP government in 2018 secured funds to complete it. So it is not a Mahama Mills project or a Kufuor project. And he mentioned the KJTR market. Undoubtedly, it is the biggest infrastructure project. Maybe after Bonkra will be done, then Bonkra will take that place. But today, the biggest Bonkra. But to date, the biggest project we know in terms of monetary money that have been sunken is the KJTR market. If not Mahama, we will know where you'll be trading. So the things he mentioned and the things we've heard him say on the these are things they've done. It is also incumbent on the MPP today to go back to the people and say that when we came, yes, he said we are a 4 years here, yes, he said we are lighting you 4 years here, and mention. And David, I will say on any day, when you want to measure what the NDC have done in Ashanti region under Mahama to the MPP, it's a mismatch. It's a fact. And you see, the NDC are being strategic because it's a cliche the voter region will vote for the NDC. It's a deja vu, or it's a known fact, whatever, that the T region will vote. But they want to make inroads in the Ashanti region because, David, when you pick the data and you sit back, what they've done, take KJTR phase 2. And I keep saying that with no scintilla of doubt, if it was Kojo Bones was still the mayor and Mahama as president, KJTR phase 2 would have been completed long ago. And
you know the things that they've even brought to the Ashanti region, don't let's forget the Ratri Park.
Exactly.
I remember the Ratri Park when it was completed with the fountain, the dancing colorful fountain.
Exactly.
And I say,
the MPP, the thing they will mention that we've done roads. Fact. No government have done roads. No government fixed roads when they came. They will say, that's why I keep using the word monumental.
And he talks about the phase 2 or the completion of the airport as well, the airport terminal.
They contributed. The last time I took you through the histories, what every government have contributed to the airport. Even the airport today, Otunfo himself said that's not completed. Yeah. So that's why I keep saying monumental. But what have you done?
But again, one thing I'm excited about is the fact that he talks about that. He mentioned that if he should win the 2024 elections, he's not going to continue or start any new project. He's going to ensure that he looks for money, complete all uncompleted or all abandoned projects before he goes into new ones. And I think that is a good move.
You know why he's doing that? That's prudence.
Yes,
you are coming to inherit an economy at the IMF. You are coming to inherit an economy where the inflation is over 20. You are coming to inherit an economy where for 3 consecutive budget periods, we are paying more to securitize and service loans and debt than even paying the compensation of government workers. So it will be lack of prudence to tell me, see, David, frankly, if Mahama wins the elections, some of us do not expect him to come and say, I'm going to build this market 200 million. No. His legacy will be that he was the president who came and the numerous infrastructure projects that were abandoned, at least put them in function. David, the last time we went to pick our producer at in Shabenad, there's a cheap compound just at Tikrum around the cemetery, David. And who say, I have no doubt that the pregnant women in Tikrom, if that facility is put together, yenya nurse ni ba kubi, midwife ba kubi tewa, at least obe fantinenta aba menshia, and aba KNS hospital, they can go there, and you know they will save some form of transportation. You see, I like this Mahama campaign. You know that I've been critical about the NDC a lot when it comes to these things, but I like what the things is saying. No highfalutin ideologies, no coming to do anything big in terms of infrastructure. Get us the fundamentals. And what are the fundamentals? There are a lot of things that we've touched and we've abandoned. With no scintilla of doubt, the MPP cannot commission National Cathedral.
No, it's not possible.
Meanwhile, we've sunk 400 million Ghana cedis in the hole. That hole, David, we need to find a way to make it prudential. I say prudential, profitable. David, another thing. The NPP, in no way, even the one they commissioned here, the Agenda 111, I think Kofi can remember, where is the town they commissioned Agenda 111, the one for symbolism in Ashanti region. They've not done it. They promised 18 months. It's going to 3 years. They've not done it. So there's no way all the Agenda 111 facilities will be completed. So when you come, the ones that has at least started, try and put it in a shape where the people will benefit from. Because David, for example, when you build 6 interchanges in Ashanti region, I've always said this, it's good. Flow of traffic, improve commerce, transportation, and everything. But you see, my friend in Mansour Dubia just want the Mansour Dubia clinic to have a stationed nurse there who can run 247 and a quarter and not close at 9, so that when a pregnant woman is in labor at 9, they will not travel on the back of a motorbike from a Dubia to Agroyosum to a hospital. So it is the basic things, and I like how Mahama is going by this campaign.
And of course, if you like the way he's going about this campaign, if you listen carefully to the conversation we had with
Beatrice,
Kwabena Dufo,
Dr. Dufo,
he said this is a different and a new John Dramani Mahama, who David, has learnt from his negatives.
David, Mahama, if he wins, cannot come back and afford to rule with those boys and all that.
David, well learned, according to Kwabena Dufo.
When you look at our president, I think the most prepared will be Akufo-Addo. Came during the champion, being in the trenches, advocacy with the likes of Akoto Ampao and all that. Kofor, maybe 96, Kofor not much. But when you look at John Mahama, if you also want to talk about a president who had a career or a sort of a Biden of a sort, I don't know whether he's been an assemblyman. When they say me, I don't know. I can't verify. But what I know is that
he was an assemblyman. Yeah,
he had been a deputy minister. He's been a substantive minister. He became a vice president.
He's been an MP.
He became an MP. He became a vice president. He became a substantive president for a period. An acting president for a period. Became a substantive president. He had been a former president, a statesman. He started back. You see, Mahama has the hindsight of history. No president has that in our history. Even in our fourth Republican dispensation, the first republic was Nkrumah. The second republic was Buzia, then Lehman. Nobody has that experience that Mahama is going to sit back, reflect on it, and he sat back for 8 years. David, I expect President Mahama when he comes back to avoid certain landmines, because anything he does, if he wins, and that's a conditional clause, are legacy projects and legacy things. So David, what Dr. Dufo said is true, and I like the people he's surrounding himself with this time. The likes of Dr. Dufo. For me, undoubtedly, our best finance minister in this republic. The number speaks for itself. Longest single day inflation in 32 months. Under him, yes, you cannot say Mills did anything much for the 1 million cocoa metric tons. It was because of the cocoa spraying activities, which climbers under him. When we had the benefit, and people say the oil, Akufo-Addo has more oil fields, 3 of them additional. Where's our inflation? So it's not necessarily you having the benefit of oil that factors into how your inflation or your economy performs. It's about how you use that money judiciously, put it in productive sectors of the economy for the economy to have that impulse. He brought the single span salary structure. Most people have forgotten. That was what I
mentioned yesterday again.
Exactly. That was what I improved against most public sector workers. So if you have these men advising you, You have the benefit of going to sit at the back for 8 years. You have the benefit of being a member of parliament, looking at how legislation work, how policies formulated, how they are tweaked to make things work. You've been a president, taking executive decision. Now, only thing you can do is advocacy and go for demonstration. And you come back and you do things again.
Again, if you listen to, I mean, Kwabena Dufo yesterday, like I mentioned when I spoke to him, mentioned that John Dramani Mahama is a changed person now. He's learned his lessons. I want to ask a few things. And before I ask the question, I'd like to put this across. Listen to John Dramani Mahama yesterday, where he even threw some shades at our president. Says, well, you went to the Volta region, there's a head teacher talking about in need of a school. He said, well, if he has the resources, he should go and build his own school. And then somebody talks about the spillage of the Kosovo Dam. He goes there, and then what he even says to the chiefs, you didn't vote for me, but as president, I'm here, blah, blah, blah. And then the Kwabre East, infamous response to the people. And then, John Dramani Mahama yesterday tabulated all those comments. Aside from also making mention of the fact that they are abandoned projects. Would you say that their target of 1 million votes in the Ashanti region is over ambitious, or looking at the scenario and the situation we find ourselves in right now, it is possible that the NDC can get 1 million votes in the Ashanti region?
David, you've ambushed me. I don't have the 2016, but I know the NDC had about 600,000.
Roughly, yeah.
Yes, about 600,000 in Ashanti region. Now, this is how I answered. Good morning to Dr. Jones Opoku, he's listening. David, you see what he said, and I've said this before. The last time when the president said that he didn't develop Elmina because Ekonfi, that enclave, because they didn't vote for him, and even gave them that they didn't vote for him. When he made a comment about Atmepe, I had a lot of, is it flags or flakes? People, saying that I'm defending the president.
So we have a lot of flags here.
Flags. When I said that, I didn't think he meant it the way people were saying. But when I listened to him when he spoke about the Konfi, when now they are here, they are not the Queen Mother. So when the alleged Queen Mothers of the area went to visit him, then it dawned on me that it's becoming a trend where the president is in a state of adonkeism. And David, I've always said that. That as journalists, our fidelity, the first and foremost, is to the truth. If no matter your age, you must always speak truth to power. David, if the MPP will not break the 8, which even is a historical impossibility based on our fourth Republican history, President Akufo-Addo will contribute greatly to that. You know why?
I'm listening.
After he won the second term, that interview he did at Utek, I think that how the 2024 election will go, I have a strong feeling the MPP, when they do a post-mortem analysis of that election, will look back at certain public utterances of President Akufo-Addo, including Utek, including Ketu South, including Mepe, including Elmina, and say that the president didn't help us. You see, David, when you're a leader, I'm a very young man. I'm just 30. President Akufo-Addo will cry with me. My granddad, the one I was named after, is 86. So President Akufo-Addo is almost 80, so he can be my grandfather. But I think that sometimes he sounds too political. He does not sound, as a president who wishes to bridge the gap and bring everybody along and together. David, when you say a constituency that has given you 70,000 votes, saying our rules are not good, give us good rule, and you say what you are telling them is that they are very stupid. They don't have sense to have voted for you. Because David, why do you advocate for a president? You are like a lawyer. When I'm arrested today, I won't call you Stanley. Or if I call him Charlie, call this lawyer for me, because the lawyer is my advocate. Right? So when you're a president, you are putting in that and you are placed in that position, you are there to advocate for the betterment of your people. Right? So, and David, everyone cannot vote for you. Right? So the metric of developing a certain area should not necessarily be about how they voted for you. For example, even in the Ashanti region where they vote for you, how well have you developed the place? David, you get my point. So, though it should not be the key metric for develop an area, you must also look at certain variables. For example, when the NDC was in power, which constituency was most developed? You don't need to be a political soothsayer or a political historian to which constituency. Was it not Asawase? Was it Muntaka Mubarak's Asawase? Why? You think the NDC doesn't have sense that they develop Asawase? They know that within the greater constituency, a constituency surrounded by Jesu, a constituency surrounded by Subin, a constituency surrounded by the Mensah constituency, still, the man is winning. In fact, the 2020 was his biggest ever margin since 2005. So when you come as a NDC and don't develop a constituency like Asawase in Greater Kumasi, what are you doing? It's a politically suicidal endeavor that you're engaging in. So for me, the public utterances of the president is worrying. And David, you see, it reflects in how some of their party executives even speak. You see, they've gotten to the point where, and sometimes politics is very interesting. That's why some of us cannot do active politics. You see, and Kofo said something in 2005. Power can trick you. The MPP today, and it starts from the president, the utterances he make, the National Council chaired by my former neighboring MP, Hackman Osuachu, called the president to order. CK tell them will not allow President Kufuor to say this. And you see, when you are the council, I do not think that the neck of the MPP are the stooges of President Kufuor's stooges. They should be able to tell him that certain public utterances are hurting the gains of the party. Because if I'm in Kwabre,
and I voted for you.
I will never.
I voted for you. Say these things to me. But to wrap up, and listeners, I mean, we'll be activating the phone lines in the next minute or two. And you know the lines already. 0322083596, 0322083597, 0322083598. This is for those of you who may have forgotten about it or are listening to us for the very first time.
And live on the Love in the Morning page.
Yeah, and of course live on Love in the Morning page on Facebook. Eugene, my next question has to do with something, a caution given to the NDC by Opambo. He says, listen, no member of the NDC should go take bribes and vote for somebody else. He says, don't go looking for food, and then in your absence, something happens. Be vigilant. And we know that in the last elections, a lot was said about some, NDC members on the ground. The refreshments and some monies and all that. This is a good call. Now, if Kwabena Dufo tells me when I spoke to him yesterday that this is a new JDM, do you think that they themselves are very much aware of all this and are going to work around the clock to ensure that they get it right?
Oh, David, they know. I think that if you ask the NDC why they lost 2016, why they lost 2020, they'll tell you that one of the things, the foremost thing was that they didn't have an election machinery system. To date, we joke about the NDC do not know their results, and when they went to court, you can clearly glean that they were not prepared. They didn't know their numbers. The difference between the 2013 petition was that Baumia gave us numbers, the pink sheet, the tablet, and it resulted in a lot of change. The NDC in 2020, they didn't have that. That is a fact. You can do your politics, but we all saw what you saw on TV. Now, David, that's why the NDC is saying that now lawyers are manning the post, teachers are manning the post. You know why? The MPP started in 2016. Twice on Newswire, Peter McMahon called the election, and that is not illegal. That the MPP has started when they've gotten this. Anytime the EC brought the final results, the difference were negligible, because I have witnessed it before. When I covered the election in Jabi in 2020, they take a screenshot of their pink sheet. You can even do it to your iPhone. Then it went into their system. Then they tabulate the results. So they were tabulating polling station results, not constituency. So by the time the EC even does it, they are ahead of because the EC only receive the constituency and the regionals. So I think that the NDC must find the resources to train people. Because David, I cannot go to Imagine Leo to go and guard something for an 8 year. So
0322083596, 0322083597, You can call us now. What do you know about this? What's your take? What's your view about this 24-hour economy and all that transpired yesterday? What are your thoughts? He says Mahama Kandu. That's his nickname. But his real name is Kofi Bedu. Kofi, good morning. Welcome.
You're right, Dave. Mahama Kandu nti mama obi nsewaji Dave, my condolences to Kofi Adema anyway. And I will entreat the organizers of such work and the match and all that to do it on weekend. You know, sometimes being in this queue, I was there yesterday, and the traffic congestion and all that, the obstructions and all that. So I will entreat them to do it on weekend. Now, let me come to the 24-hour economy. Dave, this 24-hour economy is to create jobs, to stabilize this country. That is economic. You see, it's to, make this country an industrious country. David, we have come to a point that we need a radical thinker. We need someone who can introduce drastic measures and extraordinary measures and extraordinary means to put this country, to put this economy back on its feet. Dave, the 24-hour economy is going to be inclusive, especially the poultry farmers, the farm producers, and all that. You see, in order for us to make away with the frozen chicken, to make away the imported rice and all that, all of us, Dave, including you, everybody should be part of this 24-hour economy.
Ovibedu, thanks very much for joining us. We appreciate your call as always. Malik is on the line. Hi, Malik. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Dave.
Yeah, Malik, let's hear you, sir.
Dave, you remember the other day I said what the president said what he told the Kofi people requires an impeachment. Dave, because he swore an oath to be fair and kind to all manner of people. And you come and tell them that because they didn't vote for you, so because of that you won't vote. It means that he has breached his oath. So he has to be impeached. I don't know why everybody is quiet on this. Because if, assuming Joe Biden goes to Chicago or any place in America and tell them that you didn't vote for me because of that, I will not mind you people. You think what will happen to him? What do you think will happen to him? So the president has to be impeached. Simple.
Those are the thoughts of Malik. Let me now speak to Christoph, who's next on the line. Hi, Chris. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. The legend, David Akwet. I hope you're fine.
The Lord is my shepherd. I am well.
David, Nana Semenshia, Ezimo, he's doing the listening. You want to say good morning to him and his workers. David, you see, I don't know what has come over our president. I don't know whether it's old age or something. You see what he said to Kwabri his people. You see what he's saying now. The same thing. The same thing. What is it? David, look, they come out with promises. One district, one factory. 1 person, $1 million. One district, one dam. David, they were in. Then someone also come and say, 24-hour economy. David, do they really think through before they come out with these things? But I'm saying that with that 24-hour economy, David, if it's being taken into consideration, David, it will solve the unemployment problem in Ghana. David, some mess of money, we split university long ago, they are still at home. So David, this whole thing of going to work 9 o'clock, 9:05, then the same day continues. So when somebody is leaving, somebody is coming. If you go to Europe, go to America and all that, that's how come they're able to create jobs almost all the time. So I don't care who is bringing that 24-hour economy, but I think that if you don't look at it from a political view or a position or something, and you all to decide to hold the thing, I'm telling you, one of the number one problem in Ghana is unemployment. If you hold that 24-hour economy, inshallah, it will solve the unemployment deficit. Because people are dying, people don't have money, people don't have food. For a big new war.
Thank you very much for joining us. That was Christoph there. Francis is also on the line. Hi, Francis. Good morning.
Good morning, David.
Welcome,
How are you and your crew?
I'm well, sir. I'm well, sir. Thanks for asking.
What I would like to say is that Ghanaians must understand that we have leadership crisis. We don't have good leader at the moment, and we are not going to have good leader tomorrow. Because all the people who have availed themselves to be voted for, I don't think they have anything better to do. What is so serious or so good about 24-hour economy? Let me give you a scenario. If Guinness understand that there have been an increase of consumption of, say, Guinness. Would they employ many people to come and work with them? The economy is not good, and we are talking about 24-hour economy. If the economy is in the good terms, people will employ more people, and that people will work at every time as the need arises. So this 24-hour economy is a scam. There's nothing good that this man can do. Do you know him before? He's not a stranger. Do you remember what we went through during the Dumsor era? Do you remember what we went through in education and all that? Somebody told us that there was no even chalk for teachers to use. What has transformed such a person to do something different if he is given another chance? Let's think about somebody who will do better for us. I understand things are not going on well today, but I don't think this group of people who are claiming this 24-hour economy can do anything better for us. Ghanaians must be wise. Enough with the difficulties and selfish and greedy leaders who always avail themselves to enrich themselves and their masses and their cronies. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. And that was Francis, huh? Erasmus is on the line. Hi, Erasmus. Good morning.
Yeah, hi. Good morning. It's unfortunate. Like other colleagues just said, we have leadership crisis in this country, and it appears anybody who is coming for himself and his family. But what I want to say is, when we were growing those days in Takrady, we had factories that worked 24 hours. There were factories in Tema that worked 24 hours. What has changed? The only thing that has changed is bad leaders. David, I wasn't there when Kwame Nkrumah came into power, but with what I read about the man, most of the things that he did was for what Mahama is talking about today. When you look at all the things Kwame Nkrumah did, when you look at his developmental agenda and those things, it was for what we have. People are talking about today. The oil we are drilling today were plans of Kwame Nkrumah. Kwame Nkrumah saw all these things. You see, what I always say is that I think Ghanaians, we need to be wise enough this time around and to look for people who have the mind, who have the sense and that of the heart to think about creating employment for people. We don't need people who are so selfish. And at the end of the day, out of their selfishness, they come and insult us as if we don't have sense. Look at what the president has been saying. And when you talk about it, people think you are attacking the man. I mean, he's old enough to be saying some of these things. And sometimes it's unfortunate when you talk about it, people like Katie Amon will come and tell you were not brought up war.
Well, thanks very much, Erasmus. We'll pick two more calls and then we'll call it a day. So let's begin the last two with Emmanuel. Hi, Emmanuel. Good morning, sir, and welcome.
Yeah, good morning, David.
Boss, welcome.
Yeah, number one, please, 24-hour economy. What is it? I really need more details because as we live in Ghana now, if you have a factory and then you want to work in the night, I don't think anything prevents you from doing that. And I need more details. What different it will be with the current existing system. Now, another thing that I want you to please take note from. I mean, this is a sincere criticism. I think that you do well if you don't mention something you know that maybe that is not the right thing, but rather a propaganda concerning the president going somewhere to say that he will not develop a place because the people didn't vote for him. Is that the truth? Is that something you could use as an illustration? Look at the subsequent callers. They all alluded to that. But that you know very well. If you play the tape, that was not what the president said, and that was not what he meant.
What did the president say, Emmanuel? Please help me. What did he say?
Please, let me finish. I mean, you have all the floor to do this thing, but that is not what he meant, and that is not exactly what he said. So if you use it as an illustration, no matter what, in whatever way, people will listen to you and quote you, and then you follow that. Now, the next thing is that, the guy who tried to, whether I will use the word, Jais Mahama. Look, Mahama had almost all the things the guy said when he became president, he had all the qualifications in his first. Even he had an experience of becoming a president for 2 years at Amel's tenure. What did he come to do? And you seem to, doing the bit for him. And what did he come to do? So people have forgotten so soon. Look, NPP is not doing well, but I don't think Mahama is the alternative. NPP has disappointed Ghanaians in full measure. I mean, so disappointed. Corruption is on the high side, here and there, and they don't care. They don't care. But the way you people are presenting Mahama as an alternative, I'm shocked. You have forgotten so soon.
So you've spoken at length, but I just want you to help me. So what did the president say? We didn't say correctly here.
The president was saying that if someone will say, if I did not come here because you voted for me. Because if that was the case, I wouldn't have come here. That is what the president said. It doesn't mean he said you didn't vote for me, so I won't come.
I thank you very much, Emmanuel, for listening to us. I thank you very much for calling. I will not comment on this. I will not comment on this. What I'd rather do is that my time is running out fast. Tomorrow I'll play two voices from the president. When he went to the Volta region, during the dam spillage, and then his response to the people of Akonfi. So for you listeners, make time tomorrow. We'll play those voices for you, and then you make your own, deductions from what you would hear. Our final caller is in Ken. Hi, Ken. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, David. And then, in addition to what you just said, was that the right time? That is the question that Ghanaians need to ask. Was that the right time for him to say that? You see, Akufo-Addo, okay, I would say he's an honest man because he is now revealing to Ghanaians, this is him. When he needed power, he lied to get the power. Now that he has the power and then he thinks his time has come to an end, he's just revealing the true character, the true color of him to Ghanaians. And then with the 24-hour economy, I was expecting JM to talk about, to illustrate, to explain to us how he's going to do it. But based on what I heard, I'm not sure he said something, and he didn't say anything relating to how he's going to do it.
All right, so if you listen to my interview, with Nana Ojima, he mentioned that they are putting the final details together and they'll make it available to Ghanaians to peruse. Nana Ojima said it on the show this morning.
Okay, all right. So I get that. But I think Ghana, for what we are seeing, what we are reading, to me, I know we have money. And then if truly politicians will be sincere and then we want to do implement their promise, they can do it. So like Kofi, forgetting his name, Mahama can do it. And then my condolences to our senior Kofi Badjima.
All right. For those of you who are wondering why two people have wished him condolences, he lost his son on the 29th of December 2023. Kofi Badjima lost his son, so our hearts, goes out to Kofi. Well, this is where we draw the curtain on today's edition of Love in the Morning. But for you, my brother Emmanuel, what I can assure you of, and to the other people who are listening to us and will listen to us tomorrow, we'll bring you those voices, those sounds, what the president said when he went to the Volta region, and also what he said about the people of Akonfi and why development has not gone on well there and all that. I wouldn't want to say it. I'll play the voices for people to make their own deductions from it. Well, before we go, I think that we have time. It's not 30 minutes past 8. We have time to play one voice note. Let's listen.
Good morning, Dave. This is Isaac. I think you should check your volume for the voice messages. We can't hear anything. So, making a comparative analysis between NPP and this, I wouldn't vote for any of the two political parties anyway, because it's going to be virtually the same thing. You see, with the analysis you were making a comparison, both have failed in the management of the economy. So now we come to infrastructure development. Okay, it is obvious, unless a propagandist it is obvious that the NPP the NDC has made great gains in Ashanti region as compared to the NPP. What major projects has NPP done in Ashanti region? For which reason Ashantis should vote for them? I mean, I cannot imagine that you, a party where, you have a lot of your votes from, even one single interchange in your 8 years era, you couldn't complete in Ashanti region.
All right, so we say thank you very much to all of you. We're not done yet because the Super Morning Show continues shortly. And among some of the other conversations we'll be having has to do with the 15% VAT that is going to be taxed on domestic electricity consumption. That comes up your way shortly. But what is your preferred color of tank? Syntex has it. What guarantee do you want? Syntex has it. What kind of inner layer do you want? Is it double, triple, quadruple? Well, as many inner layers as you want, Syntex has it all. Remember, no matter what your water needs are, Syntex has it. Syntex, tank a strong, a tough. Now they have over 300 agents nationwide, and to order a tank, all you need to do is to call 0244 335168. Visit Syntex on social media at Syntex Ghana or shop online on www.syntexgh.com. Syntex tank, don't forget, a strong, a tough. Now, if you need quick funds to solve your urgent financial needs, look no further. CBG is offering you the opportunity to bridge your income gaps with no hustle. Access up to 400,000 Ghana cedis and make payments for your rent, school fees, hospital bills, vehicle maintenance expenses, among others, with their loan offerings. Visit any of their 114 branches nationwide to sign on to their personal salary loan, the salary advance, that's the payday loan, a personal overdraft and controller loan, and enjoy competitive rates and flexible terms of repayment. For further enquiries, you can call 0302-216-000. Send them a mail to talktous@cbg.com.gh or visit their social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, and X, that is formerly Twitter. Terms and conditions apply. CBG will stand with you. Now, what memories are you making with loved ones this Valentine? Golden Beans Parkside Passion, a dinner and cinema spectacle is open to you and your loved ones on Valentine's Day. Venue is the Golden Bean Hotel at District Gardens, time 7 p.m. on the 14th of February 2024. Now, you'll be served with chef's special love potion on arrival. Be prepared to be blown away with a 4-course menu, two to tango or the Love Web menu, while enjoying the Valentine special movie on a giant screen with a complimentary glass of wine. Make this Val's Day a memorable one as you take loads and loads of pictures in their love booths. You can call to book a table on 0501, that is 0501 333 888. You want to book a table? 0501 333 888 or 0509 815 471. Reserve your spot and let's have a romantic rendezvous under the stars at the Golden Bean Hotel this Val's Day.
Hey, nowadays germs are in the air. Aren't you concerned?
Concerned about what?
About the children, of course. In times like this, they sneeze, cough, and fall ill just like that.
This is why we need to give our children and ourselves a fighting chance with the maximum protection of Dettol soap. Dettol soap not only refreshes you, but it can be used for bathing and washing hands. So keep calm. Get Dettol soap.
Dettol protects from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Dettol is endorsed by the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association.
This advert is FDA approved.
Emerima wonim amuzu herbal clinic no.
Woye mre won pemu a na entimi nyina so a wo kɔ hɔ ma wo hwe won na hoɔden bi a wonya no.
Amuzu herbal clinic. Mauji hio chalo.
Get in on all the AFCON action with Betway. Bet 25 Ghana cedis or more on any game in Abidjan and earn a ticket to test your shooting skills in the all-new Sharpshooter game. Outsmart the keeper and you'll walk away with free bets and cash prizes up to 5 times a day. Get way more with Betway. Terms and conditions apply. No under 18. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana.
The best gift you can give a loved one is good health. The Love FM Fitness Walk is the only platform which prevents this exclusive opportunity to walk with your friends, partner, granny, kids, abongo, empnang, obia, ukunu, schoolmate, etc. to stay healthy. Banks, insurance companies, construction companies, hospitals, schools, security services, various fitness groups. Come and let's shake off the stress. Start looking for your walking kit and let's hit the streets of Kumasi to de-stress, exercise, and burn some calories. You could also send us a minute video. Shijama Kakra, Yedede Kakra, as cooperative.
For energy policy. He's joining us via Zoom, and Professor Samuel Entry is Dean of Graduate Studies at the University of Professional Studies in Accra, and also an expert in auditing. Good morning, Professor Samuel Entry. Good morning, Benjamin Boache.
Good morning, Winston, and good morning.
Great. So let me start off with you, Professor Entry, because of your expertise in auditing. Now, let's look at the audit process briefly and in relation to what we're experiencing currently. Normally, when you're giving a contract to audit and you're giving a time frame, before you sign that contract, what do you do, particularly in relation to the time frame that you've been given?
Okay, thank you, Winston, and thank you to your panel members of the studio. All right, so basic audit principles. Before you take what we call in auditing the engagement, of which the partners will sign the engagement letter, the auditor first needs to understand the assignment. So what exactly does my client want me to do? So in this case, this is the government of Ghana asking the auditing firm to go and do a particular audit. You don't just get up and say, okay, 2 weeks, we can finish the work. The auditor will look at the quantum of work. In fact, the quantum of work will feed into the audit fee. We have something we call man hours in auditing, and the client pays for the man hours. So if he says this audit work, I'm going to take 50,000 Ghana to do for this audit work, it means he has calculated how much time he will need to invest in this work and finish it.
Okay.
So by the time the auditor appends his signature to the engagement letter, he knows exactly what the work is about. And expect that within that period, he'll be able to finish the work. Let's understand that for every additional day you add to the auditor's work, you are going to pay more money, because auditors charge in time spent on the audit work.
Okay.
I am very surprised that an audit firm with its stature was able to sign a contract and says in 2 weeks we'll finish this work. Along the line, they come up and tell us that they will need additional 6 weeks. Do you know what it means?
Tell me.
It means that the audit fees they charge initially will be multiplied 3 times, because the initial one was 2 weeks.
Yes.
This time they are taking additional 6 weeks. It will become 8 weeks. So the audit fees itself have ballooned to about 300% with the original fees. Look, in doing audit work, you can come to a point where there are some unforeseen issues, and the client will now request that, oh,